Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily.
2 days in a row.
Well, it's daily then. Must be daily.
It is.
And I got to put some makeup on that nose.
Yeah, it looks like
I got in a fight.
you stood up when you should have shut up.
Yeah. Well, two things I learned as a kid from my dad.
Don't start them, but finish them.
No, I learned how to duck, and life's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob and weave.
I don't know about bobbing and weaving, but we'll get going. All right. What do you have today? Because I'll get into my stuff.
Okay. Well, I just have a couple things. I like to watch real estate reels in the morning just to see if someone's got some great information for me. And there was some great information, but it was the person spouting the information was misinformed, thinking that the new capital gains laws had gone into effect, the ones that they're trying to push, which would be moving the $250 deduction for a single person when they sell a principal residence without paying gains on, and $500,000 for a married couple.
Well, how would we just say $250 for each individual?
Yeah, $250 for each individual.
Because they could not technically be married and two people own a property and still have
but
it.
They never say it that way.
I know.
So anyway, I'm spouting it like they do. Well, she was under the impression that since the realtors came back from DC, which I was in, that the new capital gains rules had passed. It has not passed. It is not 500,000 and $1 million. It's still 250 and 500,000, but they're hoping to do that. So if you see that reel, just let her know that it hasn't passed yet. And then the other guys,
you should just tell them that tell her that she should not be spouting anything that she doesn't know to be a fact.
Double check
and put that. What you should do if you're going to spout something like that, put that information in the down below.
Yeah,
so you can get that information.
There you go. There you go. Hey, then two realtors who, they say they're realtors and they're very, very smart, they think. But top 5 overrated features in modern homes.
Refrigerators.
They're saying
air fryers.
That buyers don't care as much about them as they used to.
Air fryers.
One, you know what number
Microwave.
1 is? No. Number 1?
What?
Smart home technology.
Oh yeah, we don't like that.
And this guy said, none of you have tech people working for you, and you're not techies. So 9 times out of 10, that smart technology after the smart guy that left is unused.
I don't like the thermostat who thinks it's smarter than me and then wants to adjust the thermostat for me.
A seasonal adjustment. Yeah.
Just adjust it in general.
I still want it here.
Yeah.
Number 2, built-in theaters. They're just not used it much anymore.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. A massive bedroom. So massive primary bedroom, I guess is what you're saying.
So not a large master bedroom.
Not a large master bedroom. It just doesn't seem to be. Yeah,
I had to do that.
I'm glad you did, because I think the fact that we can't
the
say
primary
master bedroom.
No, you can. Why is it a law?
Oh no, it's. I think
it's frowned upon.
I don't know if DRE laid it down, the Department of Real Estate in California, but these are words you cannot use. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'll say master bedroom. Number 4 is a formal dining room.
But you just say that you're going off of old situations where as we get older, you can't go back and change how we are. So,
right.
Anyway, move on, keep going.
Well, what's interesting is MLS, the multiple listing service, says you can't use these words, but in the when you're uploading a listing, it says master bedroom. That's what you have to check. The other, formal dining rooms. I agree with that. Formal dining rooms have probably been a thing of the past.
We have one
since the beginning,
but not like a super formal.
Often? Yeah, how often do you use it?
That's the only place we sit. We don't sit in the breakfast nook because Marcia puts too much stuff all over it.
But you would if you could.
That's right. But yeah, it's just better the other table.
Yeah, I think we've used our formal dining room twice.
I like a big open family with the kitchen with a big island.
What do you think?
Because I had that on the last house.
Yeah.
This one we can't. We do this. We'd have to raise the great room up 6 inches to make everything level, and we don't want to do it. We like sitting down. That 6 inches sitting down. It's just nice because people don't see. You walk by everybody else's house, you see them watching TV in their front room.
Right.
You don't see us.
Yeah. What do you think number 5 is?
I have no idea. I've never been. A pool.
Close.
Spa.
A big soaker tub. Another thing that
A
never gets
jetted
used.
tub that never gets used. And when they
Yeah.
do the jets, all of a sudden stuff comes out.
Yeah, like the place I sold in Escalon.
You just muted. I mean, there you're back, not muted,
Okay.
but you're like, stop moving.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna have to check that computer over there.
Anyway, those are the facts, Jack.
All right.
I thought it was kind of interesting.
That is interesting. All right. What do we have today? Financial important stuff. Well, first of all, rates are better by 43 basis points. The 10-year sitting at 4.5633, and the Dow was down a few seconds ago. When it comes back up, I'll say it. But I don't feel like waiting because it has NASDAQ's down by $9.42. Crude oil is 79.45 right now, which that's up a little bit. Which is,
but it's nowhere near the one.
No, it's no 90 or 100. Yeah, we were almost 100. Dow's down by $55.
Okay,
and 85 cents. But the oil last time we were getting on our way close to 150, 120. I'm sorry, 120. And then if we would have kept going, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
But the time that we were down for that month in June, the consumer price index for June showed headline inflation fell 0.4, which was much cooler than the minus 0.1 expected. Year over year inflation fell from 4.2% to 3.5%, with the market only anticipating a drop to 3.8 or 3.9. The big influence in the headline was nearly 10% drop in gasoline prices, but we know oil has risen like $9. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Or let's just say $10 this month due to the ongoing issues in the Persian Gulf. Also, decline could be temporary, but I'm thinking that this whole thing that Trump's doing eventually is going to work, because I don't know how these guys still have all these weapons. The core rate, which strips out food and energy prices, were reported at a negative 0.2, which is essentially flat, much better than at the 2% reading expected. Year over year core inflation decelerated 2.9% to 2.6 again, much tamer than expectations. They were able to put their head in the lion's mouth without getting it chopped off.
He was sleeping.
Yeah,
it was that song, "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
Shelter is always the most important component, making up 45% of the core reading. It finally started to reflect real-time rental prices, and they only rose 1/10 in the month. According to what I saw earlier today, LA's rents are down 1.7% because people can't afford, and nobody wants to live there with what's going on.
Right.
And then I know San Diego rents were down when I was down there, because I read some stuff on that.
That's interesting that San Diego's rents are down.
It's just expensive, extremely expensive to live there.
Yeah.
That's the reason people can't afford it.
And it's still a supply issue. When there's not a ton of rentals, you would think the price would be holding firm. But it's sitting vacant for a while.
Yeah, we got to remember, people are moving. People are moving. I mean, there's where we were, it was all biotech, right? And around there, Scripps is the huge hospital down there. I saw Kaiser. I was like, Kaiser, why don't we move? And Mark's like, different Kaiser. They don't run the same. They're not making money.
Oh,
yeah. And so, people are moving because they're going to make money off of like SpaceX and others, Anthropic, and all those AIs that are going to go public. They're going to make so much money. They don't want to give that money to the government just so they can spend. If they were using it properly, it would be one thing. They're wasting it, and don't want to stop wasting it, because that's how, I don't want to say that's how they do fraud, but that's basically
they're what our government in California right now is a bunch of grifters, I would say.
Did they just take the pension? Did you say that yesterday?
That was in New York.
Oh, okay.
That's how Mom Downey canceled the books.
I know, but I think they're trying to do something like here in California to take money from somewhere to balance the budgets.
Yeah.
Why don't we just cut the budgets?
That would be interesting.
Why don't we if you're a business owner and you're not bringing in the money, you can't just keep paying. No. Where do you get it? You go rob somebody?
Well, they create these NGOs, but they're the ones that are getting wealthy. It's a sad thing, and it'll be interesting if you actually see a politician do time for the fraud that they're committing.
So did you know the Hormuz is the world's oil throat? About 1 in 5 barrels on the planet passes through a gap you could kayak across. When someone starts lobbing missiles at tankers in a gap, every barrel everywhere gets a fear tax stamped onto it. That fear tax is what's being pushed around. Now, what someone said is what we need to do here is focus on our Western hemisphere all the way down and get that all under control and have our oil come from us to where we don't care what goes on anywhere else. And then those places, and then they're already looking at different pipelines, looking at different routes. And eventually Iran, even if they can't control themselves, get under control because of the fact that they will have no power over anything.
Yeah, and they won't be selling it to very many people at all.
No, because they're just tired of it. And the fact that they keep lobbing stuff at their neighbors.
I saw in between the real estate reels I was looking at this morning, there was one. It was, I think he was an Iranian, and he had like a little news show, a news reel, and he's like, "It's so cool. The U.S. bombs Iran, and then Iran, Muhammad bombs or Muhammad." They're lobbing bombs back and forth.
Well, they're trying to hit the bases supposedly in there that we have there, and you know, it's just stop it. Just you guys just come and get along so we can leave and you guys can make a good living and not. But again, it's that whole. It's just like the Catholic religion. Someone's going to get mad. But back in the day when they were taking over everything, right? And everybody died in the name of Catholicism all over the place when they went to all the different places. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that if you look back at the history of the religions and how bad it was and what they did, all, you know, religions, it's the same thing that's going on there with that RG, whatever that is, you know, the military
IRGCG.
Yeah, thank you. They're just trying to control religion, and that's what you need: freedom of religion, not control with religion.
Right.
I mean, the way that certain religions are, that's the guilt that they control you with. Other places cut your hands off.
That's the Catholics.
I know. I didn't want to say it again. I already said something, and I'm going to be in trouble because I'm not knocking a religion. I just know Marcia gave up Catholicism for Lent.
That is good.
Actually, that's what she asked when she was younger. She asked this priest, what did he give up for Lent? And he said Catholicism.
He became Christian.
Yeah, whatever. It was just funny.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have existing home sales, single family stuff yet. That's still coming this week. And retail sales is coming, jobless claims, housing starts, building permits, all that good stuff.
Cool.
All right. That's all I have for today.
That's all I had too.
I got to go go see the VA.
Oh, go see the VA.
Yes.
Take your cane and your
none of the business
and your top hat.
Yes. All right. Make it a great day.
Bye.
Bye.